In the heart of Ebony State, where the red earth stained every barefoot step, and the evening moonlight carried the sound of drums across the villages, there lived a stubborn young hunter named Lucky, and a fearless palm wine seller named Joy. Lucky was known throughout Umuagudu village for two things: climbing the tallest palm trees without fear, and arguing with elders, even when he was completely wrong. Joy, on the other hand, was famous for her sharp tongue, her beautiful smile, and her ability to make an entire marketplace burst into laughter within seconds. Their story began during the New Yam Festival. The village square was alive with music, dancing, and celebration. Joy was walking proudly through the crowd, carrying a tray of roasted yam and spicy sauce on her head. At the same moment, Lucky was showing off to his friends, trying to prove he was the best dancer in the village. Then, disaster struck. His foot slipped, his balance disappeared, and before anyone could react, boom! He crashed straight into Joy. Roasted yam flew into the air. Pepper sauce splashed everywhere. One old woman screamed as if a goat had bitten her. The drums stopped. The dancers froze. The entire village fell silent. Slowly, Joy lowered her empty tray. She looked directly at Lucky. Then she said, "You village mosquito, your head is emptier than a broken calabash." The crowd exploded with laughter. Lucky stood up, covered from head to toe in pepper sauce. Without hesitation, he replied, "At least my head is not as hot as your temper." And just like that, a legendary rivalry was born. Or at least, that was what they wanted everyone to believe. Every market day they argued. Every festival they competed. Lucky would buy all the palm wine from Joy's stand just to frustrate her customers. Joy would secretly tell the village girls that Lucky once cried after bees chased him from a palm tree. Yet somehow, wherever Joy went, Lucky appeared. And wherever Lucky appeared, Joy somehow noticed. Then one evening, everything changed. Dark clouds gathered above the village. Rain poured from the sky. The river swelled with fury. Joy became trapped while returning from the market. The wooden bridge behind her collapsed, and the floodwaters rose higher and higher. Fear spread through the crowd. People watched helplessly. Then suddenly, Lucky ran forward. Without thinking, without hesitation, without fear. "He is mad!" people shouted. "That boy has lost his mind!" But Lucky jumped into the raging flood. The current fought him. The water pushed him. The rain beat against his face like drums. Still, he kept moving. Until finally, he reached Joy. He grabbed her hand, lifted her onto his shoulders, and carried her safely through the rushing water. That night, Joy saw something she had never seen before. Beyond the stubborn hunter, beyond the arguments, beyond the foolish pride. She saw courage, real courage. And for the first time, Lucky stopped pretending he wasn't in love. Soon the whole village noticed. The enemies had become companions. They sat together beneath the moonlight. Joy secretly saved the biggest roasted fish for Lucky. Lucky carved her name into his hunting staff, and slowly, love found its way into their hearts. But every great love story faces a test, and theirs arrived from Abakaliki. One morning, a wealthy trader entered the village. He arrived with 3 shiny motorcycles, expensive wrappers, and enough money to impress nearly everyone. The moment he saw Joy, he asked for her hand in marriage, immediately. The elders were delighted. "Joy will live a comfortable life," they said, "a very comfortable life." Lucky was devastated. He stopped eating. He wandered through the forest, talking to himself like a confused spirit, wondering if love alone would be enough. Finally, On the very day Joy's family was expected to accept the trader's bride price, Lucky appeared, breathless, covered in dust, holding only one goat, 2 tubers of yam, and a heart full of determination. The compound erupted with laughter. The rich trader mocked him openly. "Can love feed a family?" Lucky stepped forward, looked directly at Joy's father, and spoke from his heart. "I may not be the richest man in Ebony State, but nobody on this earth will ever love your daughter more than I do." Silence. Complete silence. Then Joy stood up. She looked at the wealthy trader. She looked at Lucky, sweating, nervous, dirt still on his feet from running all morning, and she smiled. "I will marry the man who jumped into a flood for me." The compound exploded with celebration. Women screamed with excitement. One elder almost fell off his chair. The rich trader stormed away in anger. His motorcycles disappeared in a cloud of dust. 3 months later, the entire village gathered for the wedding of Lucky and Joy. Drums echoed through the hills. Dancers filled the square. Palm wine flowed like a river. Lucky could not stop smiling. Joy could not stop teasing him, and the laughter never seemed to end. Years passed. Their home became one of the happiest compounds in the village. They were blessed with 2 strong sons, Kalechi and Somto. The boys spent their days running through the red fields of Ebony, chasing goats, climbing trees, and creating mischief wherever they went, just like their father. Every evening, Lucky and Joy sat outside their home, watching the sunset, listening to the laughter of their children, thankful for the life they had built together. And sometimes, Joy would still remind him about the day he ruined her tray of roasted yam. Lucky would laugh, shake his head, and reply, "If I didn't fall that day, I might never have fallen in love." And that is the beautiful story of Lucky and Joy. A story that reminds us that sometimes the greatest love begins with the biggest mistake. Would you like to hear another unforgettable love story? Subscribe and follow Darlington Animations. Like, comment, and share for more.